Milk, lactose-free means that the milk doesn't have lactose, and lactose is a substance that comes into the milk, so it comes naturally with the milk. What they do is that they process the milk and they remove the lactose, so that those people who can tolerate, who can actually drink it without having problems, can have that milk. So that's a different type of milk that sometimes we have here as well. And also for some people who are vegetarian and things like that, so we also have soy milk. So you are familiar with soy milk?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you ever tried soy milk, Georgia?
Yes.
Do you like it?
No. My mom does not.
Okay, so we see, like Georgia said, different people have different preferences, and that's perfectly alright. I like soy milk, but I would also like just a normal one. Yeah, and then we have as well uh, Milo. So who is that for Milo? Wow, that's good. And what do you like Milo? Let's ask some questions. Let's just ask for your opinions about Milo. Sophie, what do you like Milo?
Because it's tasty and yummy.
Okay. Anybody else who wants to make any comments about Milo? Okay, Yobela?
It's an energy drink.
Exactly. Well, it's tasty and it's energetic. That's very good. Cassie, what do you like Milo?
Chocolate filled.
Okay, so do you like chocolate stuff? Perfect. Anybody else? Kiva, you wanted to say something.
It's yum and it's an energy drink. And you gonna say what about it? Tastes
Mm.
like chocolate.
Yeah.
And it tastes good. It's not too strong. It's not like drinking chocolate. It's
Yeah, that's
mild
true.
chocolate. You know how some
Yeah.
drinking chocolate's a very strong chocolatey flavour. I think Milo is a nice
Yeah.
mild chocolate.
Yeah, and it's good for children because it has some vitamins as well. Okay, so
Fibre saving.
yeah, let's move on with fruits and veggies. So definitely fruits and veggies have to be served in the during a snack time. And you know why? Who can tell us why we have to eat vegetables? Let's start with vegetables. Okay, so Claire, what do you think that we have to have vegetables during snacks?
Have like lollies, or not lollies, but like sweet stuff all the time. Otherwise, we will get a little, we will get unhealthy and you will really you have diarrhea.
Mm, yeah, well, it can happen. That's good. So, what Claire means is that we need variety. We need different things. That's true. Any other ideas, Sophie?
Well, we need to balance it out. We can't have too much things that might be a bit unhealthy, and we need to. We won't be very healthy if we only have um
Solids or sandwiches and things like that. Yeah,
we
that's
need to
true.
have some nutritious and things that have a bit more vitamins, like maybe some vitamins.
Yeah, like Ankiba, do you have any other idea?
Yes, because your body needs the nutrition because you don't always, because you can also get sick by eating too many fruits. You have to have.
Yeah, a balance, like Sophie said. But do you know, for example, how will you feel, Anna, how will you feel if, for example, you start playing and playing and playing and playing without stopping and without eating? Will you be able to keep on going?
The
Hmm?
actual vegetables are like keep you going.
Yeah, and actually, you know what gives you energy? Carbohydrates. So carbohydrates are everything that contains flour, and for example, bread or rice cake. So actually, rice cakes is also a kind of carbohydrate, but it's much more like fiber. But still, it helps you because it gives you energy, and also well things like milk and all that. And do you know? Normally, the vegetables that we serve here are really quite varied, but the idea is that we normally serve them, classifying them according to what we are giving. Like, for example, if we have a sandwich, which is a cheese sandwich, so we need to have either tomatoes or we need to have something like celery. And you know why? Why is celery good for you? Because we have already mentioned this during some snack conversation. Yes,
Because
Sophie.
it's full of fiber.
Yes, and fiber helps your stomach to do what? Do you remember? Yes, Claire?
I'm not quite sure because it's not like
Yes, to digest. Yeah, it helps you to digest. Fiber puts everything together and helps you to digest. Any other ideas, Sophie?
well, your it helps your bloodstream and it makes your body it makes it easier to go around your body with lots of fiber and
Exactly. Okay, so now let's try to remember what vegetables we have eaten here, or we normally eat in the aftercare. Who remembers? Okay, Georgia, tell us one.
celery,
Okay, Sophie,
carrot,
Yola.
tomato,
Okay, Claire.
um, cucumber sometimes.
Yes. Okay. Anybody else? No? Do you remember what other vegetables we have here? So you have mentioned celery, cucumber, tomatoes or cherry tomatoes. Anthony, do you remember one?
Carrot.
Carrots. Yes,
I
that's true.
say carrot.
And sometimes iceberg lettuce as well. Do you remember when we made a salad once, Sophie, when we had a long daycare
Oh yeah.
and we made salads as well with different types of lettuce?
I said the carrot.
Oh, and just forgetting something really, really good as well, and crunchy and juicy. And we were analyzing the flavor, and some of you said, well, it doesn't really taste that strong. It just tastes okay. And normally you have it on pizza. So what's that? Yes, Anthony, do you remember?
I just forgotten.
Okay, that's fine. Just Claire, do you remember? Exactly, Claire. Good memory. What about fruits? Why do you think that fruits are important? Why do you think that we serve fruits here? Yes, Anna, do you have an idea? They are good for you, that's true. They give you vitamins as well, and they refreshes you sometimes. Yeah. Any other ideas? What fruits are good for you? Or what do we serve fruit during a snack time? Yes, Sophie?
Well, apples and oranges are juicy and yummy, and oranges they
Derek, it will be wonderful if you listen to what Sophie's saying. Thank you.
usually people have them before basketball games and netball games and stuff like that.
Uh-huh. And why do you think that they have it before basketball games and things like that?
I'm not sure.
Okay, but Kiva probably can add some ideas to your ideas. Yes, Kiva?
Well, netball players the people who play sport usually have to like in between because it keeps you going there.
Yeah. And you exactly. And you know what? Because what's the difference between vegetables and fruits? Yes, Kiva?
Fruits have pips in them and vegetables don't.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. That's a good one. You got me, actually, Kiva. But there is another difference as well. That's true. That's actually the concrete difference. Just by looking up, you can see that fruits have seeds and vegetables don't. Sophie, do you have any other idea apart from that?
Fruits have they have this type of sugar. It's not the sugar that we use in like cakes and stuff. It's this sugar that it's just this special sugar that it
Do you know how is it called? Sophie, you got it right. So that complements exactly what Kiva said in terms of the physical description, but you are actually saying why fruits are important chemically talking, because they contain a type of sugar. Before we go on with these awesome ideas, guys, that you're sharing with all of that, because we're learning a lot, we're going to remind Derek of what are the codes of operations of the school. We have to listen. We have to listen because we have to show respect to the others. Okay? And yeah, so Kiva and Sophie, you have mentioned really, really important ideas. And you know, who knows what the name of that kind of sugar stuff that provides us with energy and comes in fruits is called? Do you know any idea? No, it starts with an F actually, and it has
fruitarian.
fruitarian, kind of, but it has
Sugar.
Well, it's fruit sugar actually, but you know sugar.
Fiber.
Do you for example? With the milk I mentioned a word with and beginning in L, lactose, lactose. So everything that has os, listen because this is very important for you as general knowledge. Everything that ends in os, not like in Oz, like in Australia, but Oz, like the name. That means that it's sweet, or that means that it has sugar. So that's what you have. For example, if you have lactose, that means sugar coming from milk, because lactose means milk, Oz means sugar. So that's why you have lactose altogether. So what about fruit? What will you get? Fruit? Fructose, and that's the name, that's exactly the name of the type of sugar that we find in fruits and provides us with energy. Guys, just settle down, please, because otherwise you're not going to listen really well. Okay, so now, what are the fruits that we normally serve here? Okay, Georgia, tell us one.
Oranges.
Kathy, tell us another. Apples, that's true. What about Kiva? You remember another one? Is that a fruit? Okay, let's consider like a fruit too, yeah? Anna, do you have any other? Which one do you remember? Sorry?
Strawberries.
Strawberries, yeah, that's true. Yes, Sophie?
Sometimes we have watermelon and cantaloupe.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, any other? No? Okay, Claire.
It's called, but it's like a mix of apple and a mix of pear.
Oh, that's a nashi fruit. Yeah, well, we have that as well. And what about others? There are others as well.
You give us clues?
Okay, there is one. There are ones that are like little balls. Yes, Isaiah.
Blueberries.
Well, sometimes we can have blueberries too, but they are a little bit bigger than blueberries, and they can have the same color as blueberries, but they can be green as well, and they can be reddish. Yes, Sophie?
No, I don't think it's...
What type of fruit is no? I have never tried no.
No.
Green or purple?
Okay, Gloria. Great, that's true. And also, you know what? Within the homemade cakes that we have been eating, there were also cranberries, dry cranberries. That's why they taste delicious when we have those cakes here. And also in those homemade cakes, we also put figs. So we blend it there. So that's why we don't have to actually eat it like a whole, but we eat it already blended, and they are really, really good. Okay, so we will have to try to help a little bit Anthony and also Derek just to settle down there because we haven't finished with our exchange of ideas. We are learning lots of things. Like for example, today we learned that the fruit that comes from milk is called, the kind of sugar that comes from milk is called lactose, and the type of sugar that comes from fruit is called fructose. You see, every time that you see or that you hear O's at the end, so that means that has some sugar, and that sugar is good for us because it gives us energy to go and play.
What's the usual sugar called?
Sugar. Yes.
Sugarose.
Yes, sucralose. Yes, but actually the normal actually the names that I was telling you that comes from Latin, and that's very good actually, and you are really really privileged to be learning Italian at school because Italian is related to Latin, and because if you keep on learning Italian, eventually you're going to try to understand some other things that are general terms, like for example saccharose. Saccharose is the general name of sugar, but that's the chemical name. Okay, also there is a fruit that sometimes we serve here, and it has the name of a game that we enjoy a lot in the afternoon. No, well, pear, we also serve pear, but this other fruit that I have in mind now has the name of a game that we really, really enjoy playing in the afternoon. Yes, Claire? Kiwi fruit, that's true. Okay, so let's just enlist them. So we have here seasonal fresh fruit. So we have nashi fruit, strawberry, banana, pink lady or golden delicious royal Gala apples. And then we have pear, mandarin, navel orange, rock melon, watermelon. And then we have purple or green grapes, blueberries, as Isaiah said, kiwi fruit, And sometimes we can have just dry raspberries when we have the banana splits and all that stuff. And dry fruits that we include in the cakes are figs and cranberries. That's what these homemade cakes are delicious. Anthony, please, quiet, okay? Quiet because he's fine. There he is right there. There you are, you okay? Yes, we know. Okay, what about dips and toppings? We have had definitely hummus sometimes. What else do you remember? Yes, Kiva?
Salsa.
Yes, salsa. Where do you put salsa? On?
Celery.
On celery or on?
Carrot.
Carrots too. Yeah, because they make them tasty. That's the idea. And what do you think that we try to make vegetables a bit more tasty? A bit more, yeah, much tastier. What's the idea of making them tastier? Yes, Sophie?
Um, because some people don't like certain
Yeah.
types of vegetables, and yeah, and that they try this. And is another topping tzatziki or
Yes, we also have tzatziki, so that kind of a spread as well. Georgia, do you have any other one?
sometimes there's jam on biscuit.
Oh yeah, that's also topping.
Is it topping like stuff that we can ice cream?
As well, that would be a dip or a topping. Yeah, we have hummus and we have maple syrup as well in the cake. That was delicious as well to have it sometimes. Vegemite on sandwiches, they are spread. What about honey?
Honey.
Yes, sometimes we have got honey too. Blueberry and blackberry marmalade. Do you remember those awesome biscuits just spread with blueberry and blackberry marmalade? And then we have strawberry jam as well. Yes, Kiva, do you remember any other? Sorry? Caramel, sometimes, yeah, when we have the special cakes. Yes, Georgia. Butter as well, but do you think that we serve just normal butter, just full of fat and all that? No, it's light butter, and it's 97% fat-free. So that means that it's good for you, and it's so milky and tasty that you actually enjoy all the slices of plate that we normally provide you with. What about special snacks? Do you remember any other ones? Or do you remember some things that we haven't mentioned, but they are special and they are served on special occasions? So that means now and then. Yes, Sophie, do you remember one?
This chocolate sort of syrup thing that we baked it on ice cream.
Oh yeah, but that was only one. It was only once. No, that doesn't count like a snack, but good memory, Sophie, still. So do you remember any other that we normally serve sometimes in the afternoon? Yes, Kiva? Yes, Kiva, what a good memory. And there is another one also. Kiva?
We only had it once, but pizza.
Yeah, it could be, but it's not really common as chips. But good one is still with chips, Kiva. Claire, do you remember any other apart from chips?
Yeah, it's like a packet. It's like hot dog.
Frank?
Yeah, Frankfurt.
Frankfurt, yeah, they are cocktail Frankfurt, so they don't have fat either. They are full of flavor and they are good. They made them tastier. Georgia, do you remember any other? Sorry?
Corn chips.
Corn chips, yeah, but we already mentioned because that's part of the snack. There is something else that when the weather is really warm, it comes really, really handy and nice. Okay, all together, say it.
Ice cream.
Wow, good guess. That's awesome.
Do you
So,
make pancakes?
sorry?
Do you make pancakes? Or
No, we haven't made pancakes or muffins, but
waffles?
we had waffles once sometime. Yeah, but it was only for example, a long daycare. We don't normally give it in. Yeah, a couple of times, but it wasn't really common. Yeah, Kiva.
Popcorn.
Popcorn! We were forgetting our customized popcorn, and it's so popular. How could we forget it? Okay, guys, so we have talked about the importance of eating a wide variety of food and of having a balanced diet. So now, let's talk about actually the proper action of eating. So we know that it's good to eat, we know that it's good to have a good variety, a good balance, but what about the way how we eat? Yes, Yolanda, how do you think would be the proper way to eat, according to what you have been told here in the afternoons, during a snack time?
On the table and we're going to play with the food.
Wow, they are really good, important pieces of information, Yola. So we eat at the table and we eat, yeah, in a sensible way as well. Yes, Georgia, do you have any other?
We turn their plates when we close their mouths when we're eating.
And why? Why do you think that we should close our mouth while we're eating?
In a washing machine.
Washing machines?
Uh,
What do you mean?
like the food going down in your throat.
Oh, so if you keep your mouth open, so it looks like a washing machine. Oh, I didn't know that. That's new for me, but yeah, that's the idea. So it's not really good to show what you are actually showing. And on the top of that, there is another reason as well why we shouldn't be just talking that much. We can have a really normal conversation, but not really speaking all the time with the mouth completely full of food. Why, Sophie? Why we shouldn't do that? Yeah.
And another thing is eat over your plate because it could spill everywhere, and then you'll be wasting your time picking up all the cheese or whatever's on the floor.
Wow, Sophie, you couldn't have said it better. And actually, that goes together with what Georgia said because we normally have to eat properly because one is manners, that for example, it's not good to be showing the food in your mouth, and two, because like Sophie said, we can choke if you are not eating properly, and three is because of hygienic reasons as well. So in that case, because if we are not eating properly, we are going to get distracted, and then everything is going to be all over the place, and then someone will have to clean up. So it's not really, well, nice. So that's what we have to. We have just to try to eat properly. And what about, okay, that's at the moment of eating, but what about before eating? What should we do? Joella? Yeah, and do you have to wash your hands just like, whatever, just putting your hands like that, or who can give us some, well, recommendations of who can actually remind the others of what we have been telling you day after day here in the aftercare on how to wash your hands and what to do when you go and wash your hands. Kiva, I know that you can do it well.
You wash your hands with soap, and if they're so soapy, run your hands under the water for 15 seconds.
Wow, Kiva, good memory. Anything else? Yobaba?
You don't play in the toilet.
And why? Why we shouldn't play in the toilet? Or you could get hurt or wet as well. And getting wet is another way of hurting yourself because then you're going to get a cold. So you see, there are reasons.
Well,
Yes, that's true.
Just touching doors and
That's
making
true.
sure that when you've been to the toilet that you wash your hands afterwards and use the soap.
Exactly, and that's why we normally remind you day after day. Because there are sometimes, we understand that there are sometimes some children who don't remember and sometimes you just get distracted. That happened to me, that happened to Carol as well. That's normal, we are humans, so that's what we normally repeat. But the thing is that this is the question. If we are telling you before going to the bathroom, what would be the normal thing to do? To do it well or to do it just like, without actually caring? Sophie?
Well, you walk
Mm-hmm.
simply and quietly. You if and if and if someone tells you to stop doing whatever you're doing, which is probably going to be annoying,
Mm-hmm.
you need to stop.
But would that be, for example, fair if we are repeating here, spending time, telling everyone, go to the bathroom, walk in, wash your hands properly, without playing there, and immediately after you wash your hands, come back. So if we already told you that, do you think that it will be fair for some kids just to go there and still, even though they have been told how to do it properly, just to go and play there and get other wet, so be pushing them or be just mucking around in the toilets? That wouldn't be really fair because that means that you are not respecting the others and you're not paying attention to what you yourself are recalling, to what yourself are reminding the others. So it's very important to actually do what you are expected to do, and that's the end of everything. If you go to the bathroom and you wash your hands and then you just do it well, you come back, you are sure that your hands are clean to eat, that you don't have any germs in your hands, and also you are sure that everything is just nice and everyone is going to be happy to start snack time. So that's the idea. You see how easy it is? Okay, that's fine. We have already talked about eating, and now let's talk about exercising, because exercising is very important as well. So when we go outside, we normally play different games, but sometimes we also have our free time. What will happen in our free time? Like, for example, if some of you decide to play in the playground, what are the things that we are normally telling you how you have to do it? Yes, Kiva, can you just tell us some?
And especially go running across the bridge.
And why do you think that we shouldn't run across the bridge?
Because if somebody else is on the bridge, if you're running, the bridge can like jump and you can fall off.
Exactly. Or someone can just be there distracted and then you just run and then that makes them probably fall down off the bridge. So that's what we prevent things that I'm telling you, and that's what we normally repeat that because we know that still there are going to be some children who are going to run because that happens. Sometimes we get distracted. What else? What is another reason why we shouldn't be running across the bridge? Anna, do you have any idea?
Because no swinging on, no climbing
On the slide.
thing,
On the slide.
and the slide.
Yeah, and why? Why do you think that we shouldn't climb on the slide?
Because you might hurt yourself and
If you fall down.
yeah.
Yeah.
And if you jump off, you might hurt yourself.
Or you may hurt others because you can probably fall onto other people and they will get hurt too. Yes, Sophie, do you have any other idea?
Don't climb on top of the bars.
On top of the bars.
Yeah, those bars that you walk that was what I was talking
Okay. Oh, the bars on the bridge.
about.
The yellow one.
The yellow ones.
Near those big monkey bars.
The big monkey bar. Oh, okay. Yeah. Why? Why we shouldn't climb on there? Yes, Sophie?
Because if you fall down, my friend, she fell down and she really hurt her head, and also because you could bump your head on the bar,
Yeah.
the floor, and that would hurt even more.
Yeah. And if that happens, well, by the time that you are under our care, we will be responsible of that. So that's why we are normally telling you not to do that, because as Sophie said, there have been some other children who, on other occasions, they may have hurt their heads. Not with us, but still they may have hurt their heads. So that's why we are preventing that not to happen. Any other ideas of safety outside? Yes, Claire?
Don't on any monkey bar, and don't get up on top of it and do flips and stuff.
Okay. So, Neve, do you have any other idea?
On the slide, don't climb up it because if where they come from,
Yeah, that's when she can complete her idea, guys.
someone comes down and someone comes up, they might crash into
You see?
and they'll hurt themselves.
Yeah, you see, Neve was saying something completely different, because if you climb up the slide and someone is going down, you can crash. And if you crash, that will be really, really something that we don't want to happen. Yes, because you will get hurt or other people will get hurt. And also, what will happen if, for example, you're on the top of the slide and someone just decides to have a tummy slide time? Can you just go down the slide on your tummy or on your back? No. What's the proper way of doing it? Anthony, maybe you can help us.
You have to go down on your bottom.
And why? Why do you have to go down on your bottom?
Because if you put your legs out, they might go on the ground and they might lift your legs onto the ground and then you might fall over.
Yeah, or maybe you can lose your equilibrium as well, and you can just fall over from the top. Yes, Sophie, any other idea?
Well, if you go on your tummy or your back, if you're if you're on your back, you're obviously lying down, and you could also slide off and land lying down on the canvas, and that would hurt. But if you're sitting on your bottom and you're doing this, So you can use your feet to stop yourself from falling off.
Exactly,
I
that's
know
true.
this time it's even more dangerous because you could go head first.
Yeah, that's true. But what will happen, because you are really, really aware of all this, because we have been telling you, you seem to have been listening, that's good. But